Hello my dear students, once again welcome back to your online class. So in today's video, we'll be discussing on the fourth chapter of a chemistry textbook, that is the separation techniques. So in your lower classes, you must have studied about many methods of the separation like winnowing or dusting. And why do we separate the two components from one another? It's because we want to remove the undesirable substances from the given mixers, or the separation technique is also utilized to obtain desirable samples. So in today's class, we will be discussing on the 6 more techniques to separate the mixers. So they are evaporation, crystallization, sublimation, distillation, fractional distillation and the chromatography. So now coming to the first one, the evaporation. So we already know that the evaporation is a process in which the liquid changes into the gaseous state. Okay, so the liquid changes into the gaseous state. So this method is utilized in separating the solid from the liquids. For example, how do you obtain a common salt? We obtain a common salt by the process known as a evaporation. So what do you do? In a large vessel, we take a seawater. We know that the seawater, it contains salt. Okay, so what happens? So this vessel is left out open in a sun. So due to the heat, what happens? All of the liquid, it changes into the vapor, and finally the salt is left behind. Okay, so by the process of evaporation, we can easily separate the water and salt. So there are also various other substances which can be separated by the help of the process evaporation. So you may go through details in your book. The second one is the crystallization. So the crystallization is a process in which a concentrated solution, okay, it is heated to a high temperature and then cooled. On cooling down, the crystals appears. So in that way, we can easily separate the solute from the solvents. For example, like a copper sulfate solution. So when the copper sulfate solution is heated to a very high temperature and let to cool it down, what happens? The crystals of copper sulfate, it starts appearing. So in that way, the water and the crystals or the component dissolved in the solute can be obtained. So the third process is known as the sublimation. So we know that the sublimation is a process in which the solid, it directly changes into the gaseous state. Okay, so there are some of the substances like iodine, okay, and then we have ammonium chloride, and then camphor. So many substances are there which on heating directly it changes into the gaseous state. So like for example, if you are given a mixture of a salt and ammonium chloride, so what do you do? So taking in a beaker, here what we take a mixture of, we have a sodium chloride, NaCl, and ammonium chloride, and H4Cl. So we know that the ammonium chloride, the solid ammonium chloride, when heated, instead of changing into the liquid, it directly changes into the gaseous state. So when we start heating, what happens? The ammonium chloride, it vaporizes. Okay, ammonium chloride, it vaporizes, and then only what is left behind? The sodium chloride is left behind. So this method can also be used to separate the such kind of substances which sublimates, like the camphor, like ammonium chloride, like solid iodine. Okay, so which few of the examples are given in your book. You may learn through it. So we have one distillation. So what is distillation now? Distillation like a water. Okay, so when the water is heated, what happens? The water changes into the water vapor, that is the gaseous state. Okay, and then on cooling this gaseous state, again it changes back into the liquid. So that process is known as distillation. By the process of distillation, we can obtain a distilled water. So distilled water, in the sense, it means that that water, it does not contain any of the salt and the minerals. So water is taken, it is heated. On heating, only the water, it vaporizes, and then that vapor is condensed back into the liquid. So that process is known as the distillation. Then we have the fractional distillation. Okay, so the fractional distillation is utilized in separating the two miscible liquids. Okay, like if we have a mixture of water and the alcohol. Okay, we cannot separate the mixture of water and alcohol simply by removing the alcohol from the water. So we know that both of them, they have a different boiling point. So we heat the given mixture at a given temperature, like suppose if we know that the water boils at 100 degrees centigrade, and suppose if the alcohol boils at 78 degrees centigrade. So the mixture of water and alcohol, it is constantly heated to the temperature above 78 but below 100. So in that case, what happens, only the alcohol it vaporizes, but whereas the water is left behind. So the fractional distillation is used in separating the two liquids which are miscible. And finally we have the chromatography. Okay, so the chromatography, it works on the principle that the different substances, like a paper if we take, okay, so the paper has a capability to absorb the different chemical by a different amount. Okay, so it is based on the principle that the given absorbent, it absorbs the different amount of different components. Okay, so the chromatography is very helpful because by the process of chromatography, even a very small sample is sufficient to determine the component of a given mixer. So there are some of the advantages and disadvantages of chromatography which is given in your book. So please go through the books in details, and if you have any problem, you are free to ask me in my WhatsApp number. Thank you.